The year was 2008. A younger version of me was roaming around the internet, completely unsupervised, and stumbled across the holy grail of children's online content. Club Penguin. Not only could I waddle around and play dress up to my heart's content after I begged my parents for a paid membership, but I could also spend my time meeting other people. Those people all had something in common with me, our shared love of this penguin game. Getting along with them was easy, and I soon had a friends list with hundreds of other people. I played this game for many more years after this, and I was there during the shutdown on March 30th, 2017, dancing on the iceberg. All of the memories I have of this game are fond ones, even the ones where there were a bunch of people pretending to be babies in the pet store. So, this begs the question, where did these online social spaces go? Club Penguin was my favorite, but it was by far not the only one of its kind. I also dabbled in Animal Jam, Gaia Online, and Habbo Hotel. Of course, we have faithful recreations available, but the controversy and safety of those are questionable to say the least. What happened to these websites, and why aren't there any new ones? There are a few reasons we can look at, the main reason being these would not succeed if created today. Back in 2005, when Club Penguin was created, there was a lack of places on the internet that you could meet new people. We spent our time jumping from website to website, indulging in flash games and getting jump scared. When we went to school, we would say, "Oh, have you seen the maze game? You should totally go home and play it." But unless they filmed it, we didn't get to see their reaction to that shaking static image. This is where online social spaces come in, because now you didn't have to wait until you went to school to share cool things you found on the internet, or to talk about your dad yelling at you while you're trying to figure out your math homework. Instead of just having chat on a screen, you could see an avatar while you talked to each other. There were more ways than just a username and color to express yourself. There were emotes so you could breakdance mid-conversation. You could say, "Hey, come to my igloo, let's chat there," and then show off your really cool all-pink puffle collection. But why isn't that necessary now? The days of navigating the internet like a captain braving the stormy seas are over. I mean, how often do you go on websites you've never visited just for fun? Probably not often. There are a few major domains that have got the structure down to a T. So if you're craving something particular, you would go to your tried and true, old reliable. Roblox is now an absolute monolith, and most online social spaces could never compete now. Most old online games were made for kids. They usually included safety features, even if people could get around them. But they were made for kids, because they had the most free time to just be exploring the internet and dressing up their avatar. Roblox has over 85 million daily active users. That is literally more than an entire country getting on every day to play a Roblox game. The reason why is because Roblox has something for everybody. Not everyone wants to be a penguin or an anime girl walking around, but in Roblox, you can be anything your heart desires, playing any game your heart desires. Roblox is a collection of many different games instead of it just being one conglomerate, so it can appeal to anyone. My favorite Roblox games are chill, calm spaces with lo-fi music, or horror games made with poor quality 3D models that somehow end up scaring me regardless. But if you don't like horror, you could play thousands of hours of Roblox without ever having to touch something in that genre. Most of the games are made by independent creators, even having a way for those games to be monetized, giving them an extra incentive to make their game interesting. Combine that with the ability to talk to people, and now you have an unstoppable force attracting all kids who want to play free games on the internet. Roblox even added a proximity voice chat feature, so you don't even have to type anymore. I'm gonna touch you. You can actually hear voices behind people and make friends, which is something old online spaces could have never imagined. Could one game really have killed all of the other ones though? Not quite. There are a few other reasons as well. We can look to programs like Discord, the major talking platform for most gamers. Back in the early 2000s, the easiest way to chat with strangers were in chat rooms or online games, but these all had their limitations. Child safety locks on what you could type.
Your account is restricted due to disruptive chat. You cannot send messages in-game.
Or no way to add people you met on a friends list to keep talking would become common complaints people would have. But, releasing in 2015, Discord solved these issues. Not only could you have a space centered around a single interest, it also had rules unique to the server, meaning there were spaces for adults and kids depending on what they wanted to see. Discord also tackled the desire for self-expression because while you don't have an avatar, there are literal millions of emotes to choose from and gifts to send, so you can say, yeah, this is exactly how I feel right now. Like Roblox, Discord also features a voice chat, which is even more optimized. It's like a phone call that's always on. People can jump in and out with no drawbacks, meaning you get people sitting in there for days on end just waiting to talk to someone else. It isn't just that there's better platforms to use though. The interest of kids these days has also just flat out changed. When you go on a platform like Club Penguin Rewritten, you will most likely meet 20 or 30 somethings trying to feel something again. Why aren't kids seeking these spaces out? It's because of how they grew up and the lack of novelty in these old websites. Around 40% of children own their own tablet by age 2, increasing to 60% by age 4. They've been seeing flashy thumbnails and captivating videos literally their entire lives. They build up a tolerance to it. They get bored easily. I don't think that saying our attention spans have deteriorated is a controversial statement anymore. Unfortunately, so many kids right out of the womb are handed a screen so that they can be quiet and distracted. But the brain will keep searching for more and more stimulus until simple websites are not enough to hold their attention anymore. Roblox is extremely stimulating. Boot up any game off of the homepage and you will be attacked by dozens of pop-ups. So many that you can barely make sense of what's on the screen, but kids don't have to. They just want something to kill time and hold their interest. A lot of them can't even read yet. It's a sad reality and we don't know how this is going to impact us yet. We are starting to see the shockwave start though. Childhood literacy rates in the US have declined recently, with roughly 40% of 4th graders failing to read at a basic level, the highest percentage in over 20 years. With how accessible technology is, I don't see this getting better in the future years. You don't have to go to a library anymore or boot up the home computer and argue with your brother over whose turn it is. Kids have their own tablets. Most homes have multiple computers. It's so ingrained in our society now that it's everywhere. It isn't niche and novel anymore. Everyone has a phone in their pockets. Heck, you might be watching this on a phone right now. And phones make it so we have access to the internet 24/7. If you feel bored at your day job, you can hit up your unemployed friend and see what they're doing. We are always able to fill our social need by texting another person. We don't need to sit at a desk and boot up a computer that takes 10 minutes to start up. This is why third spaces in the real world have also seen a drastic decline. Third spaces are places with no price to enter and the ability to facilitate conversation between strangers. And sadly, you rarely see them around anymore. It's because we are always being social. We don't really have breaks. I mean, how many texts are you waiting to respond to right now? The lack of face-to-face interaction is a problem in and of itself, but it's caused by how accessible other people are now, even without being able to see their faces. Genuine connections can be formed online, and people even date online, which is controversial, but I won't get into that today. This similarity of third spaces and online social spaces is because we just aren't yearning for the ability to talk to people anymore. Phones also come with the additional function of having thousands of free games at your fingertips, not to mention Roblox. Again. You don't even need to know how to use a mouse and keyboard. Any child can pick up their phone and tap on the screen. Back when these old websites started popping up, mobile games didn't exist. And the ones that were around were games like Pong. If you were a child today looking for a game to take care of a pet, would you go on Neopets or Webkins, something you need a computer to access? Or would you search pet game in the App Store and instantly download whatever looked appealing to you? It's easy to say the newer generation has poor taste, or that we still would have gravitated towards our old favorites if we grew up today, but that probably isn't true. These online social spaces are a relic of what the internet used to be, and they have become functionally obsolete. I would absolutely love to see more of these spaces exist. Some of my most fond memories were logging on during different holidays and celebrating through all the new quests they had available. But it isn't just as viable anymore. These domains have to make a profit to keep their servers running, and that means advertising. Most advertisers aren't going to want to bet on a small website. The other option they have is a membership or just outright having a paywall before being able to access the game. Both of these options are not reliable either. You would have to make membership appealing enough, but catering to children who notoriously have no income makes that hard. The problem is the same for having to pay to play the game. With even less people in your online social space, eventually it isn't a social space anymore. Just look at what happened to Club Penguin Island. After the death of the original game, they tried to make a mobile port of the game with a new environment and new 3D models. This was a complete commercial failure, and they would shut down servers only a year after creation. There were simply not enough people playing it. There was nobody to socialize with, and the original hand-drawn charm was lacking. Club Penguin failed to realize most of the player base were much older now, and they were playing for nostalgia, not for the novelty of a new game. The players on the old Club Penguin also had something to bond over, their shared love of a niche game that people had forgotten about. It's with a heavy heart that I say I believe games like Club Penguin could never succeed today. They lack the audience, they lack the novelty, they lack the unique ability to socialize that you can't get anywhere else. I would absolutely love to see these spaces succeed. Having a place to log on every day and express myself was so fun, and it made me look forward to getting on my computer every day. Some of these platforms are still going strong. Animal Jam has so far tried to keep up with the changing times with a downloadable launcher and new content still being released. Gaia Online is also still functioning, albeit with a much smaller player base. What the internet is built for has changed so much over the years, and we don't know what's next. My hope is that there will be more individual creators making their own websites so the internet can be explored and enjoyed again, even if it's only for the few people like me who want to go back to 2008. Thanks for watching. If you want more of me, I'm debuting on Twitch tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you want to support me in general, I also have a Discord I love to yap in, and I'll continue streaming on Twitch in the future. Bye bye!